Welcome back to Natural Remedies Uncut by Eden Lysa Ministry. And we're just here today to show you again how to reverse high blood pressure naturally. I know that our last class we did cover high blood pressure, and we said that we'll probably get into another topic this evening, but there are a few things that we just missed out on high blood pressure and things that are very important for reversing high blood pressure. And one of the things that came to mind was, what do you do in emergency situations if your blood pressure becomes too high? And there's some remedies that we didn't get to show you as well, and we get into some more supplements and herbs. And this is why we wanted to cover high blood pressure again, just to be able to cover some of those topics that we felt was necessary so that you can be able to reverse your high blood pressure naturally.
Yeah, I'm so excited for each and every one of you that have been joining us week after week. And again, we appreciate it so much. For those that are on YouTube, we'll ask you go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. We'll love for you to be able to stay in the community, continue to be updated with more videos when we release it. And for all of you that are on Zoom as well, we appreciate it so much. Feel free to continue to communicate in the chat. Let us know where you're visiting from. We'd love to be able to know who is with us right now, where you're coming from, and let's just continue to go through this together as we cover high blood pressure. And I believe that we'll be sharing with you some more practical tools and tips and remedies and so forth that you can begin to implement simply at home to get the relief that you need.
Yeah, and also for those who are on YouTube, just keep in mind as well, during our Q&A section, you might be able to join us on Zoom if you are watching this whilst the video is premiering live. So we're gonna probably post a link here in the chat so that way you can join us on Zoom. But for those who are on Zoom, towards the end, you can save your questions. We'll be able to answer those for you as well. So that way we can be able to address some of your concerns. But we're just going to get right into our class here for today.
Let us pray together. Consult the great physician. Let's pray. Father in heaven, we just thank you so much for the opportunity to learn, to be able to grow together, and to see how we can implement your health principles in our lives. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. So as always, we have a disclaimer here before we begin our class. But we're just going to get straight into it this afternoon here. So if you missed our class, remember from last week, you want to be able to watch that, because we do go over some lifestyle factors for things that you can do to be able to reverse your blood pressure naturally. And we always would suggest with anyone, if you are struggling with high blood pressure and your blood pressure is, let's say pre-hypertensive, where it's not over 140 over 90, and it's at a range where it's still in the pre-hypertensive stage, then you want to be able to do some of those lifestyle changes, because before you get on medication that has a plethora of side effects, you want to be able to see how you can reverse that naturally. And we'll be discussing with you as well some things that you can do to even bring it down more effectively as you collaborate or cooperate with your lifestyle changes, so to speak. So then as you make those lifestyle changes, we're going to be going through some natural remedies like supplements and herbs and different things that you can do to reverse your blood pressure.
And also right now we at the Center Eden Lifestyle Home, we call it Lifestyle Center Health Retreat. And what we've noticed over the years is that working with individuals that have come in with blood pressure, we've noticed that essentially, those individuals have been able to come in, made a lot of changes to the point where it's greatly impacted their health in a positive way. By the time they went back to visit their physician, even with them being on medications, their medications were beginning to be decreased, and with many, it was completely eliminated. And I believe God is willing to do that as well, but it's a matter of us making those decisions today and saying, am I willing to make changes in my lifestyle, changes in different aspects? Am I willing to implement the natural means, the natural remedies, and implement it? And as your body responds, then you naturally, it will be able to tell you what to do. And as you consult with your medical physician as well, I mean, any good medical physician will help you in being weaned off those drugs as you begin to be better and experience better results. And quickly, like if any one of you have been seeing the same physician for like 3 years or more, and for the same problem, then probably you need to consider switching your physician as well. Because again, it's not just about sick care. I believe we need to be about healthcare. where we can truly be able to help people in not just maintaining something for the rest of their life, but how can you also be able to overcome something?
Yeah, and then you have to keep in mind that the purpose of the doctors is not to be able to put you on medication. That is not the real purpose. They want to be able to prevent you from having a life crisis where you can have a stroke or a heart attack when it comes to high blood pressure. But it's not so that you can just be in medications. The whole purpose for healthcare should be so that you can be well. Your blood pressure can be in a normal range. So then what we want to show you here today is how you can reverse your high blood pressure, and not to a point where you say you're managing it, where it is high, but then you have to keep taking things to be able to bring it low. But we want to be able to reach to a point where you can have normalized blood pressure without taking anything. So one of the things that we want to start off here with, we want to start showing you some supplements that you can take for your blood pressure. And just to keep in mind, as my brother mentioned before, we do have a lifestyle center called Eden Lifestyle Home here upstate New York. And at Eden Lifestyle Home, these are some of the supplements that we recommend for all of our health guests that come to our lifestyle center all the time. And so this is not something that we, just search on the internet and we, recommend to you here, but this has been, proven, tried and proven with many different health guests that come for our lifestyle center, and just to be able to see the reactions that they get from those different supplements that we have recommend people go on. So then the first one we're going to begin here with supplements. We're going to begin with magnesium. And we know that magnesium plays a significant role in potentially reducing the risk of hypertension. So research also suggests that diets rich in magnesium as well have a positive impact on blood pressure levels. So the relationship that between magnesium and hypertension is closely tied to calcium as well. So in individuals with high blood pressure, there is often an accumulation of calcium in the arterial smooth muscles, which is why calcium channel blockers, some of you are on medications like calcium channel blockers, medications are commonly prescribed. So magnesium is believed to act as a natural calcium channel blocker, countering the effects of calcium by relaxing the arterial muscles. So when we look at some of these supplements here and herbs that we recommend to help to reverse your high blood pressure, we understand that some of these things may not have the side effects that your medications may have. So some of you are on calcium channel blockers, and there are many different groups of medications that people go on. You do have like the diuretics, you have the
Blood
beta
thinners.
blockers, the blood thinners, which relate to the diuretics, and then we have calcium channel
Statins.
blockers, and we have these different types of medications, and they all bring down the blood pressure in different ways. So calcium channel blocker, we know that calcium, especially sometimes it goes into the bloodstream, it may cause heart palpitations and all different things there, cause the heart to pump faster. But then when you have the magnesium, it helps to relax the muscles, helps to relax the heart. The heart pumps slower, and also it may help to dilate your blood vessels as well. So magnesium is something that you can take to help to bring down your blood pressure. And the recommendation for magnesium, you can even take the magnesium aspartate, and that one might be a little more bioavailable than others. And you can take about 800 milligrams 2 times daily. So this is the recommendation here for magnesium that we have seen that works well with people.
No, definitely. I mean, someone who is also maybe stressed and so on, it will definitely help, as it's a relaxant, calmative, rest and everything else, really helping with blood pressure. So another one that's also very good for the heart, it's like that energy pump that it really enhances the function of the heart, would be what you call CoQ10, right? And not sure how many of you have heard of CoQ10 before. Let me know in the chat if you have heard, or comment, if you have heard of it before. However, CoQ10 is basically implicated in the efficiency of smooth muscle contraction, particularly in enhancing its effectiveness. It's also known to boost what you call mitochondrial activity, the powerhouse of cells where energy is being generated. It helps to really boost that aspect to the point where it provides that additional energy for the heart muscle, and it's able to function a lot better. So especially with individuals with blood pressure, being able to have a heart that is functioning at its optimal helps with better being able to allow that blood to be pumped out and circulated but much more freely, to the point where blood pressure points could be impacted in a positive way as a result. So then recommendation for that, if someone is doing CoQ10 as well, then you will probably want to do around like 45 milligrams about one time a day. If you want, you can do it for like a 3 week span. That's like an option there. So then you can be able to do like around 45 milligrams, one time daily. That's like an average, estimate in a general sense. That's something that you can even implement and do.
Yeah, and then another thing that you can, implement into your lifestyle as well, or even taking supplements, you can take folic acid and B6. And so then folic acid is an alternative remedy for hypertension due to its impact on the arterial health. So then research suggests that high levels of the amino acid homocysteine in the blood can harm the arterial walls, causing damage to the arterial walls. And we discussed this before. When the arterial walls are damaged, this may cause, plaque buildup in the arterial walls, and that may increase your blood pressure. So then if you can help to reduce the damage of your arterial walls, then that's what folic acid helps to do. But folic acid is often taken with vitamins B6 or B12, which helps to lower the homocysteine levels. And a recent analysis of 22 studies involving over 40,000 patients revealed that folic acid supplements notably decrease systolic blood pressure. So then instead of trying to take B6 and B12 and folic acid, which is another B vitamin as well, you can just take a B complex daily. So B complex, and what we want to do here in the chat, we'll probably give you a link here. We'll post a link where for our recommendations for this class, high blood pressure, where you can just order some of this stuff from Amazon. And we'll put together the recommendations like the B complex and the right proper dosages that you need and so forth. So we'll post that for you in the chat just to help you out. So you can, and also when you purchase through our link, you help to support our ministry as well, because we get a percentage from all those purchases that you make through our link. So this is just a recommendation for B complex vitamin. And normally B complex, you don't really have like the milligrams or whatever, because there's many different B vitamins in that one supplement. But you just want to make sure that, like, let's say the folic acid is about 500 milligrams in there. So that's just a recommendation. But we'll put the link with the proper B complex formula that can help you with your blood pressure.
Great. And another one we have here for you would be lecithin granules. Now, lecithin is really great, something that we've utilized as well, over the years, and it's an emulsifier of fats. Really a lot of times we have a lot of plaque buildup and so forth within our bloodstream that is really preventing the blood pressure from being more like normalized. So the more blockages within the blood vessel walls, the arterial walls, then the higher the pressure that hits against the arteries. So what happens is that the emulsification of those fats really helps to break it down a lot more, to the point where you can be able to have a more even normal blood pressure. And I'm not sure how many of you have heard of lecithin before, but lecithin granules is very easy, very simple. You can actually buy the granules, which we'll also add in the link as well, so you can make sure you get access to that, a good brand. And then sometimes I'll probably even just put it over my cereal, or put it over my salad or my meal, my food. Like, it's very easy how you can be able to utilize it. I mean, there are times when we even utilize lecithin, but even in the liquid form, where we make something that is called better than butter. There's no dairy in there, nothing from an animal. It's all plant-based. And we make something called better than butter, which has lecithin in there, which is really great. But then this is a way that you can actually do it with the lecithin granules. You can be able to put over your meal, and what we recommend is you can do about 1 tablespoon of that, and you can be able to implement that daily. Now, you can do a full tablespoon, great, and just do it every single day. You'll notice the difference and how it begins to like just help you over time, and something that anyone can actually do, even if you don't have blood pressure. Actually, lecithin granules is something that you can actually implement into your regular regimen that would be extremely beneficial to you.
Yeah, and lecithin granules is really good because it also helps to repair the arterial walls as well. So if you have damaged cells in your arterial walls, it can help to repair that. And so then when you think about damage to your arterial walls, cholesterol, that's the good thing about cholesterol, it can go in and patch up your walls until the cell membranes in your arteries can be able to regenerate itself or rebuild itself and heal itself. So then cholesterol goes in and patch, and that may cause cholesterol buildup in your arteries. So then if you can use lecithin granules that can help to repair those cells damage, that can lower your cholesterol and that can help with your high blood pressure. So lecithin granules have been shown to lower cholesterol as well. So normally you get those diseases in, sometimes they're related, like diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol. They're related because the mechanism of how they come about, it works the same. It's circulatory diseases. So when you help cholesterol, it can help high blood pressure. When you help high blood pressure, it can help cholesterol. So they all work in conjunction to each other. So, taking those supplements there wouldn't just help you with high blood pressure, but it can help you with many different things as well.
No, definitely. It's like a big combo. Sometimes they call it like, there's even like hyperdiabesity. It's like comes in a package. You have like hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and even cholesterol, and all those things. It's really a package, right? And if you can begin to make the choices today, begin to make changes, like transition yourself from avoiding the things that causes it. High fat diet, high protein diet, cholesterol foods, and all of those other aspects, you'll notice a big impact. And essentially just moving towards a plant-based diet. I mean, over and over again, that has been the only diet that we've seen that has really been proven to be able to help in overcoming a multitude of diseases, including high blood pressure, cancer, and many others. And it's actually one of the most solid diets that you'll find out there that has very powerful impact upon our health. So then we're going to transition now and really see, okay, well, what are some now herbs that we can be able to use for high blood pressure?
Yeah, and then we talk about the mechanisms of helping to lower your blood pressure. So we talked about calcium channel blockers already. We talked about how even some of these supplements can help your arterial walls, so there is less plaque buildup or cholesterol buildup in your arteries. So then one of the things that we're going to talk about as well is garlic, because garlic is a blood thinner as well. It can also be a vasodilator, but it's a blood thinner too. So garlic contains a variety of beneficial compounds called allicin, which promote heart health. And there was a comprehensive review of 12 studies so that involving over 550 individuals with hypertension. And that revealed that the consumption of garlic led to a significant reduction in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. And on average, the systolic pressure decreased about 8.3 milligrams of mercury, while the diastolic pressure decreased about 5.5 milligrams of mercury. And something to keep in mind here, when you drop your blood pressure about 5 milligrams of mercury, just that only, just by 5 milligrams, you can potentially decrease your risk of developing stroke or heart attack. I believe the number was of close to 36%. So just every 5 milligrams you drop your high blood pressure, that can reduce the risk of developing heart attack or stroke by about 36%. So that's something just to keep in mind here. Just making those small little impacts to your blood pressure can have lasting results and very tremendous results, because you don't want to get to a point where you like the silent killer, it just comes upon you where you have developed a stroke or a heart attack. Also, these reductions were comparable to those achieved with conventional blood pressure medications. So they compared garlic with conventional blood pressure medications. And we have garlic right here on the table. And towards the end, just make sure you stay towards the end as well. We do have some bonuses for you, but also we'll be showing you how you can implement and take some of these things there to bring down your blood pressure too as well.
No, definitely. And it's very simple. Like, all you have to do every single day as well, one of the ways you can implement this is get a few of those cloves or those pegs and begin to add that to your meal and eat it as well during mealtime. I mean, you can even just take it out, peel it up, and be able to eat on it. You can put it in your meal if you can't do it.
You can cut it up, put it in your salad.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then, if you do want to, eat a little more, it's pretty strong. If you want to eat a little more, you can even just lightly steam it. But if you can just do a few of them every day, just chop it up right away, just eat it as it is. That's great.
And put in your food too. Cook in your food, cook with garlic, and just implement it in your diet.
Powerful compounds, allicin, and many others that you can take advantage of. And another one that we have here, powerful herb, is like what you call parsley. And I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with parsley. Parsley is also shown to be able to even help with, just many different aspects. But specifically, it has like within parsley, basically, it has like it mimics almost in one of the studies that showed that it mimicked the action of calcium channel blockers, right? And a class of medications that relaxes and widens the blood vessels that led to a reduction in both systolic, which is your upper number, and your diastolic, your lower number as well. And it's been shown to have a lot of different compounds like vitamin C in there. It has like carotenoids, just different aspects that naturally help to lower blood pressure. Then that's parsley, and you can eat parsley in different forms. It may be you may have the parsley root. Of course, you do have the leaf part of the parsley as well. But then parsley itself, like different parts of the plants are great. Like in here, for example, we do have like our easy circulation, which has a garlic. It also has parsley in there. We utilize here like the parsley root. It's very concentrated, very dense. That has a lot of those properties in there to really help a lot more.
Yeah, and one of the things that we spoke about our last class as well, which we need to mention again, and we'll be showing you remedies, how you can use this in remedies in terms of emergency situations, would be cayenne pepper. And cayenne pepper have, a compound in there called capsaicin, found in cayenne pepper, may alleviate hypertension, and it's relaxing. It's relaxing to your blood vessels, vasodilates. It helps to open up those blood vessels. So cayenne pepper, and you can even get stronger forms of cayenne pepper. Usually it's recorded in international units. So usually when you cook with your food, it's between 40,000 international units. You can buy some that are double that, like 90,000 international units, or even some of them higher on the higher end, like 120,000 international units. Just keep in mind, if you're taking, the stronger cayenne pepper, you have to train your body to be able to withstand some of the strongness of the cayenne pepper, because it can make you feel a little lightheaded. It can upset your stomach a little bit. So then you want to keep that in mind too as well. And that's why it's always good to take it in capsule form. Like this here is like a capsule form. So when you're taking cayenne pepper, then you have like a slow release capsule that helps, so that the skin is not sitting in your stomach for a really long time. So that's something to keep in mind here.
No, definitely. And cayenne is like really one of my favorite herbs too. It's extremely powerful because you can use it in so many different ways. And maybe some other time we can talk a lot more about cayenne, but then, it has power in being able to help people who may be on the verge of a heart attack, being able to stop bleeding, and just so many aspects in ways that you can use cayenne. But specifically here, we see how it works very powerfully as a vasodilator. And that's actually one of the major ingredients in there, which has, I believe we added like one that is over 120,000 heat units, somewhere around there. But then, just talking about that as well, for individuals who haven't gotten an opportunity as yet, I know like last time we did get quite a few people ordering the easy circulation, which is our capsule, the entire high blood pressure formula that we've been utilizing at our center with different people that we work with at our Heal at Home programs and many others. So if you still want to take advantage of it, because again, you have like 120 capsules in there, this would be like a month supply. We have had a lot of people also subscribing, right? We had a lot of people subscribing to it. So
you get a discount, extra discount for subscribing.
You get an extra discount, like extra 20% off just from subscribing. And the thing is, it allows you to remain consistent. What I realize is like a lot of people, they may try a remedy and they say, well, hey, I tried this, but it didn't really work out for me.
Yeah.
Well, how long did you try it for? Oh, I did it one night. Oh, I did it 2 days or 3 days. No, we have to be consistent. And I think, just getting the extra discount is even worth it because it puts you in a position where it helps you to remain consistent to get the results that you need. So I do recommend it. We'll drop that link in the description on YouTube and also in the chat on Zoom as well. So that way, for those who haven't gotten it as yet, you do want to go ahead and get it. You can get it one time, but if you want to take advantage of the extra 20% off that you have access to, then you can go ahead and do that as well so you can get it. But then in there, we do have like all the different herbs we mentioned in, and it has like several different other ones that are extremely powerful that works really well.
Yeah, so one of the other remedies here, another herb, is the ginger. The ginger is, it's a cancer channel blocker. We talked about that already, how that affects the body. But also, ginger is also an ACE inhibitor. So normally there's this ACE2 inhibitor, and that helps with, so there's this hormone that is secreted in the body that constricts the blood vessels, which ACE does that. And ACE inhibitors work by blocking the enzyme in the body responsible for producing angiotensin 2, a compound that constricts the blood vessels. And this constriction can lead to high blood pressure, requiring the heart to exert more effort. Additionally, angiotensin 2 triggers the release of hormones that further elevate blood pressure as well. So, another high blood pressure medication that you'll take will be those ACE2 receptors blocker, the ACE blocker inhibitors. So there's ACE inhibitors, there's calcium channel blockers, there's the diuretics. So there's different types of medications that you take, and taking these herbs here works in the same way, but it doesn't have those side effects that some of those medications may have. And some of the side effects would be like kidney failure. Some of these high blood pressure medications, some of these things may be like even heart failure. And it's so amazing because this medication is supposed to help you, to protect the heart, but at the same time may cause heart failure. And just so many different side effects from those high blood pressure medications. And that's why you want to be at a point where you're not satisfied with saying, okay, I'm going to live with this for the rest of my life, but understanding that there is hope and you can actually reverse this. And just by modifying your lifestyle and also implementing some natural remedies together with those lifestyle changes, you can be able to overcome and reverse some of your high blood pressure that you're facing.
No, definitely. And I just want to let you know as well, like there's really hope. A lot of people, I believe, of course, like high blood pressure, one of the big things too is mental. So like sometimes you can do a lot of different things, but like okay, my blood pressure is it's not going down as much as it should. Is recognizing mental as well, but then also knowing that there is hope. You are able to get the help that you need, and really believing in that. It really makes a huge change, a dramatic impact. Just knowing that there's possibilities. I mean, we see all the time. And from a biblical perspective, with God, all things are possible. How much do we really believe it? And I believe that God Himself has been able to give us nature. He gave us those simple foods in nature, things like garlic, right? Who would imagine that those things like ginger and those simple foods has the ability to be able to bring about a solution to problems that exist in our world today. And not only just a problem, but one of the major problems that is actually a worldwide issue, which is heart disease. And I believe God is able to help us in being able to really assist better with that condition.
Yeah, and also in the chat, we're gonna have the links, for our, easy circulation there in the chat, and also any other links also on YouTube. You're gonna have that in the description, where you'll be able to purchase some of this thing here, where we have the ginger inside of there, we have the cayenne, we have even the hawthorn that we talked about last week, we have the parsley root that we talked about, and all these different herbs that help with lowering your blood pressure and acting in many different ways and targeting the blood pressure in so many different ways here. So you want to be able to get some of these things there just to assist your body a little further. So then we want to transition now into our natural remedies segment. And some of the remedies that we didn't get to cover last week, we want to cover that, right now for blood pressure.
And even so, like there's so many remedies and so many things for blood pressure that we still can't even fit within that entire class. As long as it is, we still can't even fit it in that entire class. That is why we'll be sharing more with you as well. That is why we're actually put together, or right now putting together a very advanced way in which we can be able to begin to help ourselves, but also learn how to help other people who are suffering with blood pressure. Put together an entire training program just for that, which will share with you a lot more details, because I believe that it's one of the major issues that are around us. I think mostly everyone who comes to the center, majority, not every single person, but majority of people who come to the center also has high blood pressure, our location. Now, some people may come in for cancer, for different issues, but of course, they also have that coupled with it. And I believe a lot of people walk around today with blood pressure. As much as it's the number one killer, but there are also a lot of people that are just maintaining that. They're not dying, they're just maintaining themselves in there. That I believe that we can be able to help, but also help ourselves as well. So we've really put together something that's extremely thorough, a lot more thorough, that'll be really beneficial to you.
Yeah, and the number one killer in the United States today is heart disease. So this high blood pressure, keeping that under control is very, very important. So one thing that I want to start off with, we can probably start off with some emergency remedies. Start off with the exciting remedies here. So then one of the things that I want to mention for in terms of emergency, the first one I want to mention is garlic. So let's say your blood pressure is at a point where it's like alarming, like you have to see a medical, provider. Like let's say it's 180 over like 100, and you're like, man, my blood pressure is too high, and I don't want to reach to a point where this thing is elevated for too long, causing an aneurysm, some stroke, or even like a heart attack. And just remember the higher pressure, that blood pressure is hitting your organs, as it circulates throughout your body, and that may cause the ballooning of your arteries, which aneurysm and all different things there. But then you want to be able to bring that down in a effective manner, but something that doesn't have a lot of side effects. But keep in mind, we're showing you these remedies here, but you can always consult with your medical professionals. We're not telling you, replacing your medical professionals, or for you making your own decision to go to the hospital or whatever. But this is something that you can do in an emergency situation here. You can take a bulb of garlic. So this whole bulb of garlic here. And one way that I like to peel the garlic a little quicker, I can put it inside of a pan. You can probably just open it up a little bit, put it inside of a pan, and then shake that pan. Shake that pan, and then it will naturally peel all the garlic for you. That's a nice, quick, and easy way to peel garlic. And then you'll take each clove of the garlic and put it into a blender, and you fill the blender up about 32 ounces, or fill the blender up all the way. And then you would blend that all up. Then you would get a saline enema filter. This has saline water in it. You open this up and you can drain out the water, because you're not going to be using the salt water here. This is just for sterilization that they use the salt water here. So this is they use as a laxative, for people that can't go to the bathroom and so forth. But then you want to pour this water and put in the garlic water in here, and you can be able to strain out that garlic whilst you pour the water into this fluid enema here. And this fluid enema is about 4.5 ounces, fluid ounces. You can get this at your pharmacy, your local pharmacy. Like down the street, we probably got this one from like a Walmart or something. You can get this at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, any of those pharmacies.
For some of you, we'll also just add it in in case you want to just order it in as well.
Online makes it easy.
I mean, for me, I don't know. Maybe it's the new generation, but sometimes it's just so easy, just having everything in the cart. Yeah. Press that button and it comes right to my door.
Yes. And also now there's Prime now, and sometimes you can get things the next day. So we're gonna put it on Amazon as well, so that way you don't have to try to remember all the stuff that we recommend. But we can put a link with the fleet enema and all the different supplements and different stuff that we recommend. So you can just purchase everything if you want to, as a high blood pressure program.
And it's good to have things like that there waiting, and not just waiting for a circumstance to get it.
Yeah.
But then if you do need this right away, go to a local store, wherever, a pharmacy, get it right away. Don't try to order it online if you know.
Yeah.
But if you get it online and you order it in and it's there, then okay, you have it there,
You need to keep this here, and you need to keep like a 2 or 4 pack, like more of these things there, because you want to be able to have this thing in your house for an emergency situation. So if you want to develop like an emergency kit, just keep something in mind there. This is one of the things that you'll have in your emergency kit, and you always want to have garlic inside your house. So then with the garlic here, of course, it's a enema. So if you know anything about the enema, this is already lubricated for you. And this goes into the rectum area. So you'll be lying down on your side, and you can lie down on your left side, and you can raise, your right foot if you wanna. You can breathe out through your mouth just to relax the muscles in the rectum area. And then this is gonna be pushed into the rectal area. So you push this into the rectum area, and then you squeeze out as much of the fluid as you can. They might have some fluid that remains. It's very hard to squeeze out everything from this fluid enema, but you just squeeze out as much as you can here. And I know there are some people that have some questions here. We'll try to answer some of this in the chat here whilst we go along, but also towards the end, we'll be able to address most of the questions that you have here.
No, definitely. And I can imagine some men are looking at this and they're like, put it where?
in the rectum area. So, if you have an emergency situation, you need to do whatever you can to help to remedy that emergency situation. No, you can't be like, I don't know, put nothing up there. Well, it's either that or something drastic happening to you. And some people, like we live here out in the countryside. The big major hospital that's closest to us is, about 30 minutes away. We do have a smaller hospital down the street, but they're not very specialized in a lot of things, so they would transfer you to another bigger hospital anyways. So then this is something that you can do, especially when you're in rural areas, you don't have access to great medical care. So this is something that you can do here, and you can do this about 2 times, 1 or 2 times, back to back, and you keep this in as long as you can. Garlic is a little bit on the spicy end. You can feel it also, burning sensation when it's in the rectum, the colon area. And then you hold it in as long as you can and you release. So you're gonna sit down in the toilet and all the liquid is gonna come out. So usually people will last no more than 5 minutes. So anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, people will last keeping this thing inside of her. And you do this about twice. And within about 1 hour, even 2 hours, we've seen people blood pressure, a millimeter per mercury here, have dropped about 20 to 40 points within about 1 hour to 2 hours. So then the garlic helps to open up, dilate the blood vessels, and help to thin out the blood and so forth. This helps for it to have a direct impact on the body. So garlic fleet enema with the garlic water works great in an emergency situation where your blood pressure is too high.
No, definitely. And of course, if for those out there, if you have an emergency, of course, we know emergency number is 911. You can always seek medical help. However, what we're sharing is for educational purposes, things that we've utilized ourselves and we've been able to see work extremely well in emergency situations where we didn't need to make use of any other additional, medical means as a result of implementing this natural but very immediate and powerful therapy.
Yeah, and also if you call emergency and you want to do this so you can do something while you wait for emergency, or you're driving to hospital.
So sometimes they take 15, 30, sometimes 45 minutes plus,
And if you're in a city and there's always traffic and it had to get to you, then this is something that you can do here to help your family member or yourself.
It might just save a life, And so again, we share those with you as educational purposes, but things that we've also utilized ourselves. We've implemented it with many of our health guests as well, and it has worked extremely powerfully. We've had many individuals doing it, even when we educate individuals from different locations, because we do travel educating through seminars, different health days, and different things like that across the country, different locations. And, we've had people learning and coming back, sharing testimonials and how it's able to drop their points. We've had, we see it as we monitor it at the lifestyle center as well. So we see it over and over again.
Yeah, and also the garlic here, you can make the same mixture, the garlic, the 32 ounces of water with the bubble garlic. You can even boil that and drink that as a tea. You can put a little bit of honey or agave as a little sweetener just to help, with the taste or whatever. But you can drink that as a tea and do the fleet enema at the same time. We've used that together with the double application where people drink it orally and have it insert for the rectum.
But definitely breathing a little bit helps to get that. Because, just a quick side tip before we move to the next remedy is when you entering this into the rectum, you don't want to, if you feel like it's not going in, you don't want to just try to force it in, especially if someone is helping you. You can probably give that person some hemorrhoids with all the friction and so on. But that's why the more relaxed you are, the easier it is that it enters in, right? So of course it's lubricated, or you can lubricate it with castor oil, olive oil, whatever it might be. And then canine jelly, with whatever you want to use, but we simply castor oil is great. And as long as you relax, if you breathe, it could help you to be relaxed more. You slip it in, it should easily slip right in, so you can squeeze it there. So, don't be too rough or forceful, just nicely slip it in and squeeze it all out.
Yep.
So we're going to move to our next remedy here. What remedy we have next here?
So in another emergency situation, what can somebody do? Let's say somebody's having a stroke or heart attack or something like that.
So we do have cayenne pepper. Now, that's why I say cayenne pepper is one of my favorites. And again, something that, cayenne by itself, of course, this has cayenne in it, but, this is what you'll take on a regular, easy circulation. You take it regularly to be able to really help with the blood pressure.
It's milder than what we're about to show you.
It's milder. But then we do recommend you can get cayenne by itself as well, because if you at home and you want to have that emergency kit, not only you want to have this here, make sure you have garlic available, but get some cayenne pepper,
Yeah.
right? And you want to get at least 90,000 heat units plus. You
Yeah.
know, the regular cayenne pepper you get from the store, I think that's like 35,000 heat units or something like that. It's just like culinary. But that one is very strong, very medicinal, really dilates the blood vessels. So,
And again, we
yeah.
keep repeating this here. We're gonna include like the right cayenne pepper in
Yeah.
in the chat in the description as well, from that you can order from Amazon as
But
well.
we do have people messaging us all the time. Oh, what product? Where do I get this? What brand do you recommend? Like, which one is it? You know, because there's several things to look out for. Because even with our capsules, we only use like vegan capsules. We don't use like gelatin capsules or any of those. And you know, there's just certain key elements you want to look out for, whatever ingredients and so forth, just to make sure everything is like actually what it should be, to really benefit the body, right? So then what you'll do with cayenne, so to either, if you, two different ways, right? If someone is maybe even experiencing a stroke, heart attack, one of the things to snap someone out even in like 10 to 30 seconds is by utilizing cayenne. Now you can use it in different ways. Either you can actually just let's say if you have the powder, either you can just take the cayenne pepper and be able to like dump it under the tongue into the mouth area, or if you have like a little bit of water, you mix it in, you can actually like, you know, have someone drink some of that cayenne water as well. And you know, that will be able to really dilate, open up a lot of the blood vessels, and will potentially even save someone who is experiencing a stroke. And sometimes it may, you know, if someone is already on the verge where they already in that process where that stroke effects is already coming in, it could actually lessen the impact, right, of what that person would have probably experienced, you know, had they not taken it.
Yeah, and that's very important. Like, you know, cayenne pepper is a vasodilator inside the body, but a vasoconstrictor outside of the body. So then, you know, we've even used cayenne pepper when somebody, like let's say somebody is bleeding, and you put that on the bleeding area, the wound, the open wound, and that can help to stop the bleeding because the vasoconstrictor on the outside it constricts the blood vessels, help to stop the bleeding. And
Yeah.
people have used it with gunshot wounds and all different types of stuff. Cayenne pepper is really great. So it's something that you need to add to your emergency cabinet. So you know the fleet enema, your garlic, your cayenne pepper. Those are some great things to add to your emergency cabinet.
Yeah, and the great thing is like I know like I think one time I can't remember when someone asked what about like low blood pressure? What do we do for low blood pressure? I know we're talking about high blood pressure today, but I mean we've had several times when we've had to deal with people with really low blood pressure at our center who had low blood pressure issues. And even I remember another time we were over in I wouldn't mention locations and everything, but then we're doing a training, and whilst we're doing the training, we realized that you know, there's someone who actually passed out, and we had to use the same thing, cayenne pepper, because the pulse had gone down to below 30, the oxygen was below 30, blood pressure was down by a lot. So that actually helped to pick it up as well. So if someone is having a spell of like a low blood pressure crisis, cayenne pepper will actually help to raise that pressure where up to where it needs to be. That's why I always say cayenne is like the smart herb. If any of you have like a smart brother, that's the cayenne pepper, because if someone has high blood pressure, it knows what to do. It helps to bring it down. If someone has low blood pressure, it actually is very smart. It knows to bring it up. And it's like I just believe, I mean, God placed those properties in cayenne, the ability to be able to be flexible in that way and to know exactly what to do for each person. And you know, that is a great thing. That's why I love utilizing remedies in nature, because it's way smarter than me. You know, if I try to create a remedy like a man-made remedy, then I'll try to do something based upon my reasoning. But if I use what God made, then I'm like, hey, you know, He's the creator of heaven and earth. He knows everything. He's formed everything, and He's all wise, all powerful. So it's extremely powerful. So definitely recommend that.
Yeah, and you know that's a good thing about herbs as well. You know, just to keep in mind that herbs usually tries to stabilize things. So you don't usually get those herbs where it drops it too low, it drops it too high. It tries to bring it to the normal range. It works with the body. So it works with the body mechanism, and the body does what it needs to do. It's just like, you know, inside of here we have like Siberian ginseng. You know, Siberian ginseng does the same thing too, where it brings the blood pressure up. If it's too low, it brings it down. If it's too high,
Yeah.
So this is something that you can do in a low blood pressure situation. You can just take like a shot of cayenne pepper
Yeah.
to help to bring the body up. There's one man, like stubborn little troublesome Jamaican man. I don't know if they have any Jamaicans in the house here.
Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you're not as troublesome as this man. But,
So then we told him, you know, your blood pressure is pretty normalized now because he was taking the easy circulation. He was on the program. He was doing the juicing. He was at our lifestyle center. And then we told him, you know, listen, we sat down with him. That's what we do with our guests. And we say, listen, you know, our program is very effective. Your blood pressure is at a point where it's already normal, and you know it's even below the optimal. And so then you're fine. And you know, and we have to either stop doing our program, or you have to, you know, stop the medication. So it's either one of them, but you make that decision. So then obviously most people will make the decision to, you know, to help to stop the medication because they don't want to reach a point where the blood pressure gets too low if they take the medication in conjunction with what we're doing here. So this man, I don't know if he forgot or he's just trying to be troublesome, but he took his medication. After we had spoke to him and told him, you know, don't take it because it'll drop it too low if he wants to continue on the program. So then when we checked his blood pressure, it was really low. It was probably like somewhere like 70 or 60 or 70 over some number like 40 or some low number. And we did, you know, the cayenne pepper and different things to help to just bring back his blood pressure. So low blood pressure situation and high blood pressure, you know, this helps to modulate your blood pressure.
And we do recommend you, like, if you have blood pressure issues and you're doing this, you know, monitor your blood pressure regularly. Also, make sure you have some sort of a notebook or, you know, some chart so you can write down your numbers every single day. You write down your numbers. So now, when you write down your numbers and you notice the differences in the numbers, you can take that to your physician now and you say, hey, I've been implementing changes in my life. Here has been the past 2 weeks, the past 3 weeks, the past 4 weeks, the past 2 months of me, you know, my blood pressure it's consistently gone down. And, you know, just let him know whatever else you've been doing so that way he can be like, oh, wow, it seems pretty normal. I'm not sure why you on this medication anymore. You know, you don't need it, right? And that's the type of word we want you to get so that way you can actually get the relief that you need.
Yeah, something that you can do here to help with your garlic, you can mix your garlic with some honey to make it a little more palatable, so you can take that down. So you can take like a teaspoon of crushed garlic, or you can take like 1 or 2 garlic cloves and put it through the garlic crusher, and then you take like a spoon, you fill it up with some honey, and you can put the garlic in that spoon with the honey. And that's an easy way to do it. Or here the measurements be 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic to 2 teaspoons of honey, but then you just scoop it up and you eat that garlic just like that during your mealtime, and that can really help to take in some garlic to bring your blood pressure down.
And any one of you who is new right now, just so you know, because you want to make sure you join our WhatsApp community. Whether you're on YouTube, you click that link, join our WhatsApp community. If you're on Zoom, to be in the chat, join our WhatsApp community, because on there is where we'll essentially be, you know, just sharing with you all the resources, like everything that we covered today, the entire notes from this class, the recipes, remedies, instructions, all that will be shared in that WhatsApp community. And we're giving that to you for absolutely free, right? We're giving that to you for absolutely free every single week. So make sure you join right away. If you don't have the link, click that link, join the community. And we do encourage you to share it with others. Like, you know, right now I believe we're like maybe almost 600 people in the community.
Yep.
And I believe, you know, it will continue to grow a lot more. So we do encourage you to share as many people as possible, because I believe that utilizing those simple solutions is one of the remedies, the antidotes to the maladies that we experience today. Those simple, powerful solutions. So continue to share with others so that way you can be of help to someone else.
Yeah, definitely. So another remedy that you can do that is very relaxing. Like, let's say you come from a stressful day at work, you want to be able to relax. High blood pressure is elevated when we're stressed out. When we go through a lot of activity, have a lot of stresses, a lot of things in our mind. This hair can help to not only relax the body, but relax the mind as well. So then we have a warm Epsom salt bath. So we kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Warm tepid water is usually relaxing in itself, but then also Epsom salt is relaxing too, because if you look at Epsom salt here, like we have right here, you'll see on here it says magnesium sulfate. So Epsom salt have magnesium sulfate. Basically, that's what it's made of, magnesium sulfate. And if you know anything about magnesium, we spoke about this before when we were talking about our supplement section, but magnesium is relaxing. So magnesium helps to relax the muscles and can help to relax your arteries, which can dilate your arteries and help to lower blood pressure. And also at the same time, it can help to relax your body, relax your mind so you're less stressed out, which can elevate blood pressure too. So then you do the warm Epsom salt bath. So what you do, you would add some warm water into a tub ranging from about 100 to 103 degrees Fahrenheit. This is like the relaxing temperature here. So you can keep the temperature steady by adding more hot water into the tub. So usually this therapy will last for anywhere from 30 minutes to about an hour. So you'll be laying there in the tub. So you want to add hot water to that tub to maintain the temperature of that tub. You can even use like a thermostat. We'll probably put a link, add that to one of the links there, or the products in the link for Amazon things that you can purchase. But there's a little thermostat you can put into your tub that can tell you the temperature of your tub. So you can maintain between 100 and 103. Just maintain that water throughout your bath. So 30 minutes an hour, you need to maintain that temperature here, which helps to relax. And you can, so then when you end that temperature here, so then you just dry off yourself and then you would be able to take a nap afterwards. So usually what we recommend people to do, you can do it closer to your bedtime. So like let's say you get up from home from work and let's say between the hours of 7 to 8 or 6 to 7, you can be able to go into that tub and just go for a nice relaxing bath so you all wind down before you go to bed. And also the amount of Epsom salt that you'd add to that bath is about 3 cups of Epsom salt into the bath, and you can just stir the water around, help to dissolve some of the salts into the water. And then you just remain in that tub for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. You dry yourself off, you rinse out, and then you dry yourself off, and you be able to take a good sleep. That is very relaxing therapy that helps to lower blood pressure as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And so if you want to sleep well, we want to relax the body, stressed out, long day at work. How many of you had a stressful week last week? Let us know in the chat. We understand. It's fine. Stress is a part of life. So it's how do we manage that? How do we help with that? And I believe especially with blood pressure issues, heart issues, the body and the mind is very intimately related. It's very closely related. When one is affected, the other sympathizes. So when our mind is affected, then our entire blood pressure, adrenals, and every single aspect is being compromised as a result, thus elevating even blood pressure points. So then it's a great bath for that. Another thing, probably one of the final things that we'll cover before we open up the Q&A session, we'll cover this other remedy, but I think that'll be extremely good. But while we're on that, before we even go to that remedy as well, is I know last week we mentioned about the course that we sort of are opening up right now is actually in a special still. We have it where it's pre-order special. We just want to share that with you before we go to our last remedy, because we do want you to take advantage of that. There's a lot more value that you could be able to get and that we want you to be able to get, to really help yourself and to really help not just yourself. Don't just think about yourself, but think about, okay, how can I train myself to help someone else? And that's what we want to be able to do for you before we share that final one here.
Yeah, so one of the benefits that we have there, bonuses. Number one is we're going to be sharing with you a ebook that you can help to reverse your blood pressure. So especially that's why I wanted you to be a part of the WhatsApp group. We'll be sharing with you all of that for free to everyone that is watching here today. So you can, if you are on YouTube, you can click the link below to join our community, and then you can get access to those free resources from there. And then number two, so that's another one that we want to talk about here as well.
We also have what you call our 30-day supply, easy circulation, which again is entire capsules you take 2 twice a day to last you like 30 days. If it's a husband and wife where you have like multiple people doing it, you can get 2 of them. And if you get it today, then you will be able to get you will be able to get it basically for free shipping. We do have that available for you. We've extended that, make sure that's available. In order for you to get free shipping, you need to put in the coupon code at checkout, free ship, FREESHIP. You just put free ship, FREESHIP, and you can get your first shipment for free. I do recommend you to subscribe as well, because if you go ahead and subscribe, once you go to that link, you'll see the option to subscribe. Then you can subscribe and get 20% off, right? You get 20% of your subscription. I mean, if you're going to want to help yourself anyways, don't just try to do something for a month. Do it for several different months. Really get yourself going, get things organized. Be consistent with it. So I do recommend you getting the monthly one. You can get monthly, which would be 1 month supply, and you can get an extra 20% off. And yeah, that would take out a good amount from your order. So make sure you use free ship so you can get access to that. You can be able to, whether you give it as a gift to someone else, that's fine. Or, make sure you get it for yourself as well, so you can get the help that you need.
Yeah, and we have limited time here in our class, just like last week. This week, there's so much more that we could have covered within this class here. That's why we created this class, our bonus number 3. We have natural strategies for blood pressure mastery course. So this is our mastery course here, all about blood pressure. And with this course here, we're doing something that is different. Instead of us sitting down here behind a desk, talking to you about this stuff, in this course, we want to show you step by step how you can make those teas, how you can do those therapies, like the Epsom salt bath that we showed you here, demonstrating how to do those things, even making the fleet enema and the teas and all these various things there, showing you step by step, walking you through how to do those things, the juicing and everything here. So we want to be able to show you these things and talk even in more detail about different herbs and different mixtures and different supplements and all different things that you can take together with just to help to bring down your blood pressure. And so far, we've had a few people sign up already, and we did have a special that we talked about last week. We want to extend that special for you. And throughout this whole weekend, we want to extend this special here for you. And so what you're going to be getting in this course, you're going to be getting informative course manual. So this course manual will be including a lot of information about the herbs, the supplements, all these various things there, the perfect lifestyle, the diet that we want you to be able to eat with this course there to lower your blood pressure. We're gonna have about 3+ hours. I think by the time we end up doing this class there, it'll probably be over 5 hours of recorded class video material. And also we're gonna have practical guidelines and a daily schedule. So the same program, the same daily schedule, also a meal plan. We want to include that as well, how to lower your blood pressure with having the proper diet, the proper meal plan. And we'll give you some recipes that we can show you that specifically help your blood pressure, and recommendations for that, which will be a total value of about $297. But for all today, to save $200 now, we want to extend that to you here for $97 for today. So you can click the link in the chat, or if you're on YouTube, you can click the link in the description here, and you'll be able to purchase this course, this strategies for reversing blood pressure naturally mastery course. You'll be able to get that here today for $97.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I do advise to really take advantage of it, because, very soon afterwards, we'll basically be increasing the price a lot more. So right now, of course, like we said, it's really exclusive to just you right now. You have exclusive access to this particular offer. Why? Because we really believe that if the more people could be educated about it, the more help people could get, the better, the more relief of maladies and sickness that we can experience. We really want you to really journey and help in overcoming this for good, and also to be intelligent enough of how to do it and how to help someone else. And I'm not sure how many of you, some of you may be on here just for yourself only, and that's fine. And I think it's great. You can apply for yourself. But there may be some of you as well that are there maybe because you know people that are sick. You want to help people that are sick as well. Or maybe some of you might be there for both. So again, it's something that will work in either situation as well. And again, just to be able to share with you very quickly, I'm going to share with you that final remedy, and we're going to open up for question and answers. We're going to open up for question and answer. I know you have a lot, and I know we were not able to get through it in the chat just now. But of course, those who are on the YouTube, If you do have question and answer, we'll be ending off the YouTube earlier now. So you want to be able to click that link for the Zoom and join us on Zoom. Come into our private meeting on Zoom, so that way you can now be able to join us and we can be able to discuss together and ask questions together, and just have that time together. So the final thing I mentioned is what you call a hot foot bath, right? Hot foot bath, and I won't go into full details on it right now. I'll just cover some generals of it. But again, in the course, we'll be sharing a lot more details. However, a hot foot bath is extremely powerful when it comes to lowering the blood pressure. I mean, of course, some of you may have heard of it, maybe not for even things like headaches, but what it does, it really equalizes the circulation throughout the entire body. And with that as well, it's very simple how you do it. And even, like, for example, there's a book, Alternative Therapies. It says a hot foot bath for 20 minutes, like 3 to 5 times a week for 3 weeks, can reduce blood pressure as much as drug medication. And that is quoted from that book there. As much as drug medication, right? So we see here that a hot foot bath is something that we've also seen very extremely powerful for that. And the way you do it with that same like thermometer that you'll be getting, that water thermometer that you'll be getting, the link that we have that we mentioned, then you can use that same thing, and also you get a basin. You get a basin, you fill it with water, and you can start it off maybe like 100 degrees, something that's comfortable, even a little more. But you can start off there, and then you go on a chair, you sit down, you put your feet within that basin, you cover yourself, and over time you want to have like a kettle nearby, so that way you can be able to bring your feet to the side, pour in some extra water, and slowly be able to build it up to even like 115 degrees in there, Fahrenheit, right? And then whilst you do this, you can even just get like a cold towel, place it on the head, whilst you cover yourself with like a sheet or a wrap, and again, I wouldn't be able to like really, just explaining it right now, we wouldn't be able to do much justice, but we will be having notes. But beyond that as well, you will be able to get a lot more information within the training that we'll be doing, but we'll be getting you notes so you can get access to all of that. But what you'll be doing essentially is sitting in it for about like 15 to 30 minutes, an average of, let's say, like 20 minutes. You do this hot foot bath, and you do that several times throughout the week, maybe like 3 times in the week, and you'll notice the impact it may have on you. And just really helping in lowering blood pressure points a lot more.
Yeah, and definitely, and blood pressure, it helps to equalize the circulation because it brings the pressure down from your head and it brings it down towards your feet here. And we know that sometimes when the blood pumps, one of the first places it may go to is to the brain, to the upper part of your body here. But also, a lot of individuals who've had headaches or migraines. I remember this one individual, we were in West Palm Beach, and this older gentleman, probably in his 70s, he was having like a prolonged migraine, and he didn't know what to do, and he wanted to be able to get some relief. So we like, did he drink water? We like giving him water to drink, and so we tried to help him out, and he wasn't getting relief. So we did a hot foot bath with him, and after the therapy was done, like I think it took us about 30-40 minutes, he said his migraine was gone. And so this area helps to relieve the pressure in the brain area, especially with high blood pressure. There is a lot of pressure that builds up there. That's why people get strokes and all kinds of stuff. So you want to be able to bring down that pressure, and also just equalize the circulation in the body. So hot foot bath works great for just relieving, blood pressure.
No, definitely. And we do really recommend it. And it's very simple. You can do it at home. You don't need to have extra fancy equipment. You just need a chair, basin, some sheet to wrap around you, simple cloth, your thermometer, and you have a hot foot bath setup. So again, I think it's time now for question and answer.
Yeah, so then those who are on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you are notified when we go live, so that way you can, or when we release a new video. And also, you want to be able to like the video, so that way you can tell YouTube that you love the video, it's engaging, and so they can recommend it to more people on YouTube.
Yeah. And leave a comment on YouTube as well. Whatever comments, we'll do our best to respond to those comments. So make sure you leave a comment. We'll love to be able to hear from you, and we'll love to be able to help in responding to those as well.
And also, if you want to be a part of this Q&A segment, then you can feel free to join us on Zoom. But right now we're going to be transitioning. So for those on YouTube, We'll see you same place next time. But for those who are on Zoom, we'll continue here with our question and answer segment right now.